Hello, everyone. Let's get going here on all the places. Say hello in the chat and let me know where you're from. I'm super excited to share this topic with all of you. I'm just trying to get the Zoom opened as well, and we will get on with it. All right. Perfect. Okay, everybody, say hello as you're joining in. We are all talking today about, let's see, we have Anita, we have Jody. Yes, it's today. It's live right now. Jody, happy to have you here. All right, perfect. I just needed to take a second to get all the, takes a second to get all the chats and everything open. Okay. Wonderful. I'm super excited to be here with all of you today. We're going to be talking about how to not feel overwhelmed as a sensitive or empathic person. So this is a topic that I know many of you can likely relate to, as it is, when you're sensitive and you're overwhelmed, you'll feel exhausted all the time. You'll often feel confused. Let me know in the comments below if you are either a highly sensitive person, an empathic person, or even just very intuitive, right? Connected to your gifts, because they really all are part of the same aspect of you. And so this is going to really help you if you have ever felt exhausted or overwhelmed by your emotions or somebody else's emotions, right? You might even be all three. Yes, all. Sherry says all. Aline says all. Mary, hello. Yes. And so this can be debilitating, right? For me, it was definitely what partly led me to my dark night of the soul moment. There was lots of contributing factors, but a big part of it was I was a hairstylist. I would go to work, I would touch people all day, and I would leave feeling exhausted and overwhelmed, right? I'll never forget the first time that I touched somebody's hair. She I'd been shampooing a client, and she's like, I have had a migraine for 3 days, and after that shampoo, it's completely gone. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was the first, like, what I call transference of energy. Like, the first time I realized I just sucked it all up. All of a sudden I had her headache, and I was mistaking it for mine. So let me know in the chat, have you ever been confused? Like, is this my feeling or somebody else's feeling? I think the first half of my life, I thought everything I was feeling was mine, right? I didn't know about these gifts. And so it made it very confusing, right? I definitely been in situations where I was not sure how I felt in a relationship, right? I was dating somebody and they were very nice and there was no particular reason, but I was feeling one day I wanted to break up, and then the next day I wanted to be together. One day break up, one day together. And I realized I was learning about energy cords, right? Where I was feeling their emotions as mine, and it was being confusing, right? And so I think that a lot of us, this can be happening when we don't know this, or even when we do know this, it can still be confusing to figure out, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to dive in, and I'm going to share with you some very practical tools and tips to help you protect your energy, clear your energy, and just tools to support you to release these energy blocks or the energy feelings that you're having, really increase your intuition and gain more clarity and more energy. Right? So how does that sound? Does that sound helpful? I'm sure it will. I learned Reiki and asked if it's mine or somebody else's. Yes, that's definitely something I will touch on too. That can be very helpful. And sometimes it will go away right away, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it can linger, right? That there's differences for that for sure. But that's a great tip. Absolutely. Just having the awareness of it is always the first step. Aloha, happy equinox. Oh, it's equinox. Somehow I didn't realize that. Thank you for reminding me. All right, so today that is really the topic of conversation. And so I'm going to share with you some simple tools. And that's really the first step, is having the awareness, right? Somebody brought that to the awareness, is just noticing how you feel. And that's something important. So let me know in the chat below if you have any kind of meditation practice or spiritual practice that you do each day to reset your energy. I'm just curious. Either way, I'm going to teach you some tools. But, for me, meditation has become one of the most important aspects of really getting to know myself, understanding what my own vibration feels like, void of everybody else's, right? Because I think most of our life, we don't know that. Most of us were not, taught this in school. Now there's starting to become some schools that are teaching more of this type of thing. But in my era, definitely not, right? My parents didn't know about this and they didn't teach this. But, for me, it's become learning how to clear my energy and connect with who am I, Who am I? What am I feeling? What does my energy feel like? Um, without the rest of the world's input, right? And I think that a lot of times for sensitives, there will be a lot of times where we have gone through some level of numbing, or addiction can be high to a lot of things, right? Sometimes it could be to numbing through food and alcohol, which is what I would do a lot. Just not realizing I was needing to ground my energy, and just didn't know that what I was trying to satisfy, I just needed something to comfort myself, right? To kind of, but really I was trying to ground and connect with my body, because I was so overwhelmed that it kind of, as empaths, it pushes us out, right? This is why it's more comfortable in these upper chakras. And when I look at people clairvoyantly, when I'm working with my students, a lot of times I'm like, oh, they're hovering up here or out of their body, right? But we want to learn how to get connected in the body. And that's really going to teach you a lot about where you might be housing either your own emotions from the past that are affecting your energy, and you won't know it because it's sort of something that you're kind of avoiding being aware of, right? Unconsciously. Or other people's energy throughout the day, right? And so it'll show up as numbing, or lots of different addictions, or let me know if you've ever, what have you done like in the unhealthy aspect? And I kind of wanted to spend a minute here just so that we can start to be aware of what are our disempowered reactions to what we feel like when we're overwhelmed with energy or emotions, whether that's ours or somebody else's, right? Because when we're aware of this, we can catch it in the motion. We can catch it, and we can start to use some of the tools that I'm teaching you today, or other tools you might have, so that you can clear and reset your energy more easily and quickly in that moment, instead of suffering with the energy all day long, right? Until you get home and you're like, oh, I gotta drink some wine, or that's what I used to do. I don't anymore, but that's like what I didn't know, right? So let me know. I used to smoke weed and medicate, but now I don't. Awesome, good job. Meditation, but I can't always quiet my mind. I went through addiction thing. Now I'm trying to find healthier. Awesome, Kelly. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. I'm going to actually teach you. We're going to go through an exercise today of a style of meditation that I think can be helpful, because it teaches you how to focus on something else, not just like having to quiet the mind. Because I think some of us have the ADHD tendencies, are on that spectrum to a degree, as well as highly sensitive people. So you add that to the mix, and it's like everything's going. It's like, how can I quiet my mind? It was like a ping pong match in there, trying to do that in the beginning. But you can train your mind. You can. And there's different ways and techniques you can do it. I think part of it is having something to focus on, right? Listening to you in the mornings. Oh, awesome, Cynthia. Thank you for sharing. Chanting and yoga. Love it. The Calm app. Yes, they have short energy healings. Awesome. I've been in recovery for opiate addiction for 5 years. Congratulations. Congratulations, right? Healing frequencies with the bowls. Yes, I love crystal bowls. I haven't figured out how to make the sound not reverberate, but that was one thing. I do have crystal bowls, and even a gong I've gotten recently really shakes up the energy too. So yes, it's like having the awareness of when we're hitting this lull, because we're going to swap energy throughout the day, right? That's going to happen. It's going to happen with our loved ones, with our clients, with the world, even the collective energy. I think the energy of, not going to spend too much time here, but the energy of 2020, when there was so much uncertainty and fear and just everything happening all over the world, the collective and climate got very intense, right? Very intense, a lot of fear, and a lot of changes and things for people were happening. And I think that forced actually a powerful, big awakening for a lot of sensitives and empaths, for a lot of people, but a lot of sensitives and empaths, because they couldn't ignore the fact that they were actually, I think we can normalize a lot in our day, right? And when that got so exasperated, a lot of us woke up or kind of activated to the next level, because you realize like, wow, this is not all mine. The volume was up so loud because it was so in the collective field. And so it can happen, whether it's happening in your household, your work environment, or just in the collective energy. As sensitives, we can be overwhelmed if we don't know how to maintain our energetic sovereignty amongst the chaos, right? Or amongst the energy, or even managing our own emotions, because we're going to have our own emotions as well, right? But these are all learning things and things that we have to recognize, right? You don't have to quiet your mind. Just notice the chatter, let it go. Absolutely. Right. There's many styles of meditation. And I think that a lot of times people have this idea, oh, I have to just have it quiet and think nothing ever. And while it is beautiful, and you can kind of get to those nirvana spaces at times, which then allows, usually for me, a beautiful download of connection to my guides or my higher self or information, right? So yes, it doesn't have to always be like just so quiet. I want to learn how to cut cords. We're going to talk a little bit about that today for sure. Awesome. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to bring the awareness up. So like, what is it that you do that when you hit those lulls, and if we can catch it earlier in that pattern versus later, it's going to help us shift more easily. It's 11:11 where I am, right? I love that. So it's going to help us shift into it more easily and navigate before we get down in the dumps. Like then, the more sensitive you become to recognizing it quickly and then having tools that you can use in real time, anytime, anywhere, the more quickly you can actually stay present and aligned, which what's powerful about this is when you learn how to ground your energy and clear the chatter and clear everybody else's junk and release your own stuff when you get triggered, right? When you learn how to do that, you will be having such a more clear, direct line of communication to your intuition, to your spirit guides, to the universe, right? You're just going to have a clear and clear focus on your day, what actions to take, right? But being guided from a more informed, intuitive space as your default, which is so powerful, as opposed to operating out of that anxiety or fear or flustery. I used to just feel very like chaotic in my mind, right? It was so busy. So all those things are really important. So recognizing it soon and just noticing too, there might be certain times and places. Like what I noticed when I first started learning basic tools that I'm going to talk a little bit about more today is that you basically sometimes I could have them in some certain situations and circumstances, but not others, right? As an example, I had a hair business for many years, and then I started my spiritual prep business. In my spiritual business, because I had a lot of good energy boundaries and I was more aware of things, and I started a new level of agreement with my clients from a space where I had my energetic sovereignty, I could really use my tools and keep them activated very well and not feel like I was taking on their energy. But when I'd go to the hair salon day, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like I forgot to ground all day. I couldn't even remember it. And it's because I spent so much time in that environment with those people, not recognizing that I was just letting them plug in through the energy cords all day long and just have me not only cut their hair, unbeknownst to me, I was an unconscious healer, quote unquote, I say, right? Taking on their energy, and then they'd leave feeling great. And so sometimes we have to retrain our habits and agreements with people. Same with family, right? Even our kids and loved ones. It actually doesn't serve them. Energy cords, from my perspective, they are an energetic, how you can see codependency in an energetic way. Like codependency, meaning you're taking on the energy of people's emotions float back and forth. And if you're in a call like this, most likely you're the one kind of taking it and taking on these energies from people, right? Because you feel so comfortable and warm and they feel safe in your space. And, they're just used to it because you have that natural healing vibration within you and they gravitate, right? And they go, oh, this feels better. And so, but then you feel terrible. But then what's happening is they're not learning how to run their own energy. So it doesn't serve them either, because then they'll find themselves repeating the codependent patterns that'll eventually turn from energy into codependent relationship types, right? Everything starts as energy first, right? And then it turns into form. And so oftentimes when people have leaky or undefined energetic boundaries or don't have good boundaries and are like a sponge to everybody, they often also struggle with boundaries in relationships, speaking their truth, avoiding confrontation. That's a way to kind of control the people's responses, right? And so it's all to not feel overwhelmed, actually, a lot of that, right? And so the codependent relationships can tend to be a pattern amongst empaths and sensitives as well. And that's part of the reason why, right? And so when we can learn to maintain our energy, we'll start to maintain our boundaries. And guess what? You'll also learn to start to hold your boundary and speak your truth and raise the bar and let other people manage their own energy so that you don't have to be the effect of it. Right? Because then we're actually giving our power away and feeling victim to the energy and to life, which doesn't feel good, right? And it's disempowering in that way, instead of knowing that you can just change your energy anytime, right? And then I think taking it a step further, I'll share a little bit too about some other tools that you can take a little bit more deeper, which is learning how to maintain your energy in a more proactive way so that you're not taking it on to begin with, right? But first we got to deal with we've taken it on, it's happened, right? Or I'm overwhelmed with my own emotions, it's happened. And how do I manage that? So let's start there, okay? Let me know if this is resonating and makes sense. I shut down an alcohol. Yes, you're not alone. Eating and alcohol. Yes, it's a big one. Yes. So you guys are resonating with this. Good. So that means you're in the right place. So the first thing is just some basic, some simple tools. Some of them you might know, some of them you might not know. I know there's different people earlier on their path than others, but one thing, and we can actually do a little bit of this right here. It actually works right through the screen, but this is a sage. There's different types of sage, right? So this is very simple. You can't use this all the time, but this is a way, like if you've taken on energy, right? So if you want to receive some of this, you can say yes, and I'll just move it through the computer. You have to allow for it. The energy is not bound by time and space. So you can just close your eyes for a minute and take a deep breath. And just feel the energy of sage, right? That's one way. Some people are sensitive to smoke or sensitive to the smell, but it is a quick way to shift your energy if you've been really overwhelmed to have on hand, right? Palo Santos is another one I like. It's a little bit less smoky. It's less pungent. I like the smell a little better personally, right? It's a little bit hard to light, but it's similar, right? You burn it. And then you can use this and just kind of move it around your head, your body, right? You can just move it around your crown chakra, up and down your body. I'll just kind of move it all around my space, whether it's the sage or Palo Santos. That works really, really good as well. I feel like this is kind of a gentle, I like the smell. I know you can't smell it, but yeah. So there's Palo Santos can be very good. You can use essential oils. Right. I really personally, I love these ones are from Egypt actually, but this is the lotus. This is the key of life. I like but one that you can get everywhere is frankincense is one of my favorite ones. It's for me, frankincense is like very clearing and grounding, and it really helps me connect with my meditation space. You can use crystals, right? Selenite crystal is one of my favorite ones. It's not expensive at all. What's great about this is it's self-cleansing. So you can actually use it as a way to like put your crystals on top. You can clear and cleanse your other crystals if you leave it on there. Usually I just kind of set it on there for a while or overnight till it feels right. You can get bigger slabs as well. But for yourself, they have selenite wands. I have lots of candle holders that are selenite. I actually have a slab under my bed and my daughter's bed. It really helps to keep the energy clear at night. Which is really helpful too. So selenite can be very powerful. I like to have this in my workspace. I had it even a piece of it when I worked at the salon even, right? Because it really, when you need that little boost, it will help support keeping the energy a bit more clear. Recommendations as far as where to buy. Well, I usually, selenite in my bra. I've had many times I put crystals in the brassiere, right? That works well, but then you forget and you take them off and they drop all over the bathroom, right? But what I would say is that I like to buy my crystals in person really. So I don't have an online shop I can recommend, right? I have a lot of rock shops and things like that around where I live. And so what you can search in your area is metaphysical shops or spiritual shops, but I think metaphysical shops usually searches pretty well. Etsy, yeah, a lot of people buy on Etsy. I use frankincense and rose in the oil mister. I love it. Yes, I love the essential diffuser. Absolutely. So I buy most of mine in person because I like to feel them and they call to me, and it's just kind of a whole thing. But you can absolutely do them online, and I think you can still intuitively just set that intention that you're going to get what's right for you. And there's lots of different ones that you can work with for different types of feelings. But for cleansing, I like this one because it grounds and clears, but it also elevates me to a very high meditation space as well. Like some of the ones, like there's also like I don't have it here, like black tourmaline and smoky quartz and things like that are also very clearing of energy, but they're a bit more denser and help you to ground. So if you need help grounding, that could be helpful as well. Okay. Yes, hitting tile in the bathroom. Oops, exactly. I have that over my doorway in every house next to my bed. I love it. Yes, that makes really, really beautiful. I love it. Warrior Lifetime says, sage, I like to make oil, water, and salt scrub. I love that, right? definitely salt scrub. That's another one on my list. Hot salt baths, right? You can use just regular salt. I like to buy Epsom salt and like sea salt or Himalayan sea salt and mix it together. Usually a co-op, if you have a co-op in your area, will have them in bulk, which is easier. I'll buy bags of salt and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, taking baths, baby. I put like a whole cup of each in there, but you can, there's lots of different ways to do that. You can search around. If you don't have a bath, or if that's not comfortable, even a bowl of warm water with salt in it, like a good cup of salt, and you can just put your feet in it. Oh my gosh, you'll feel things shift. Absolutely. I have a feet. So there you go. I just saw that. I didn't see that before, but she just wrote that. Yes, absolutely. That is another way to do it. So having some tools like this are very powerful, and they can help to a degree. Somebody I think mentioned earlier, I missed the question, but what if you, oh, your sage doesn't make me cough. That's funny. Yes. See, there you go. Do a distance one. I think somebody said that they like to do it, but what if it doesn't work for me? You have to repeat your question because there's so many chats now. I can't see it. But basically, what if it doesn't work for me? So I think I need to know, like, what was that, or did I already answer the question because I can't see it now? But basically, those things are kind of tools that you can have in your back pocket if energy hits and you want to shift it very quickly. Another thing that you can do is working with your angels and guides. And what I love about this is that they're anytime, anywhere, right? Sometimes sometimes these tools, you have to be home, right? So that means that you've been at work all day, you're exhausted, and you have to wait till you get home to light the sage or get the oils or the crystals or, things like that. Sometimes you have to wait till you get home. And so that part is not always perfect. It's 222. Love it. Love angel numbers, but that's exactly it. Working with your angels and guides can be another way to help you ground and clear your energy quickly if you're in a pinch. I have been known to do 5-minute bathroom breaks. When I'm at the salon, I would go in there, and I don't work there anymore, but I'd go in the bathroom and I would like do these meditation. Like, I gotta get in between clients, quick break, or even at a Thanksgiving dinner when it's like super busy with family and chaotic energy or a lot of energy somewhere, just take a little break and reset. And we're going to go through a meditation that I'm going to teach you that's very quick that you can do. That's usually what I would do, is take a little bathroom break and do my little meditation sequence. I'll share with you in a minute, called the TLC body meditation. Very simple to remember, TLC. So I'll teach that. We'll do an actual experience with that. But you can also call on your angels and guides, right? A very simple one to call upon. I know some people have been asking about energy cords and wanting to clear them. And that is Archangel Michael, right? First of all, his energy is very powerful, and usually one of the first angels I think that a lot of people see on their path, but he's got a very big energy, and he is very good to help clear energy of your house, of your home, of your vehicles, of your own body, right? And so you can invite him, but they always need to be invited, basically, because we have free will of choice. So you'll want to invite Archangel Michael in. Just very simple. There's no right or wrong. You can say in your mind when you're talking with somebody else, they'll never know, right? Or you can do it in the bathroom in your mind quietly, or you can say it out loud, or you can write it out in a journal. But it's like, Archangel Michael, can you please help me clear my energy and release everybody else's energy that's not serving me, and help me really feel grounded and safe in my body, right? Or whatever your intention is. It can be whatever it is. Sometimes I've noticed that I was feeling good. Has this ever happened where you've been at lunch or somewhere with somebody, and all of a sudden you were feeling really good, and then all of a sudden you feel anxious, and like, I don't know why I'm feeling anxious. And maybe your friend or person there doesn't appear to be anxious, but some people are just running on anxiety all the time, and it's their normal. So they might not even seem anxious, but you picked up on it and you've taken it kind of on from them through energetic exchange, right? Or an energy cord. And so you can release the anxiety, bring in calm. I think a good habit to get into is asking, is this mine? Because it's going to start to give you that permission. Sometimes when it's not your energy, it can and will release pretty quickly. It's just a lot of times we mistake people's energy for our own and try to avoid it, push it down, resist it, ignore it, push through, avoid, numb it. You know what I mean? And so it just kind of lingers in our space. But if you get to the notice, like, is this mine? Right? If it is, what am I feeling, right? And we'll go through this in just a second, like a meditation, like I said, to identify a little bit more clear that. But when you have the intention of letting other people's energy go and helping you to kind of also ground and clear your own energy, because sometimes we might feel stressed out or overwhelmed about something as well. And so, our angels and guides can help us with that as well. So let's see here. Okay, so that makes sense for everybody. So calling in your angels and guide, Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael would be the one that I would suggest if you don't have other tools for cord cutting or energy cords. You can absolutely work with Archangel Michael to help him. Ask him. So ask him to help you release energy that you're holding on to that's not serving you, whether it's yours or other people. And then you can just kind of, it's nice if you can have a moment to close your eyes and allow the energy to really connect with the energy. Like I said, you don't have to. You could be talking with someone if you feel the energy creep in, and he can help you with that. But you want to do it from an empowered place. If we started calling in energy from a space of, oh, help me, I feel so, it's like from that energy of just overwhelm, that fear of I can't do it, I need help, and I'm overwhelmed, like that kind of fear energy will actually attract kind of more energy to have to deflect it from in some ways, right? So you want to be empowered and just know, oh, I'm noticing this, I'm recognizing this neutrally, right? As best as you can, kind of get to the space of, oh, okay, I can just be aware of this. I can let it go myself if it's not mine. If it is mine, you can still do that as well. Or if you're having trouble because it's sticky, then you can have Archangel Michael support you. And you could include to have him help you release any energy cords that are not served, that are fear-based. All energy cords, really, from my perspective, are fear-based because love just is. So you never have to be afraid of like removing a family if it's a loved one, even, or an animal, a pet. You're taking. Sometimes we take their energy on, right? And so you don't have to be afraid of losing the love. It actually releases the codependency part of it. The thing with energy cords and why sometimes you have to go a little deeper or they'll keep coming back, do it in the moment, you'll feel better. But if they keep coming back with a particular person, this is where you have to start to learn to get to the root cause. Like, what is the actual thing within my energy field? Because we're never victims to other people's energy. It's always our responsibility. And we're giving our power away if we don't realize that. So just know you always have the power to change your energy, and nobody can enter your field without your permission. It's just through unconsciousness and unhealthy, unconscious, codependent type agreements that we might let people, especially family, have a backdoor pass when we don't know, right? Or relationships a lot of times. And so asking Archangel Michael to come in and help you release the cords at the root cause, like what, and then not only releasing their energy, that's the first step, but then looking at where within my field is allowing it. What is it within me that's allowing it, right? With children, it can be guilt. Sometimes guilt, or the programming of the ancestral family line that says, in order to be a good mom, or even society, right? In order to be a good parent, I have to take on all the suffering of my family, right? That's also kind of a little bit, in my opinion, like distorted religious programming, right? Because I don't think that we're ever meant to suffer, right, in that way, but that can kind of stem from that space. So you want to have them clear the energy, right? So you can look at it as clearing or unplugging or using his sword or whatever. But I always like to go deeper into what's within my field that's attracting or allowing that to begin with, because you have to start to uncover that aspect and just know that actually all of that is even still meant to help you be a catalyst of growth, right? It's for you to start to recognize your own energy versus other people, and to help you start to learn your own sovereignty, right? But it's also about you sometimes, like this is about having boundaries. This is what I said earlier. A lot of sensitive empaths will have to learn a level of having better boundaries with people or speaking the truth. And so it's not enough to just clear the energy. You often have to start to take new action in some way in order to anchor in that shift of releasing the unconscious, unhealthy agreement through the energy cord that's allowing it to happen, right? And so I think that sometimes it's a tough pill to swallow at first when it feels like, what do you mean it's my responsibility? They're plugging in, right? But we actually, but this is the first step of taking your power back, is to know that you actually do have the power to choose who gets to be in your field or not. And if we're allowing it in, then why? Right? What's at the root of that? And that's really when the deeper inner healing work happens, right? This is a lot what we do in my Soul Success Unleashed program. We go a lot deeper into those kinds of things. But I'm going to teach you a process in a minute around the TLC as well, right? And so I think that's really a good time to start with this, actually. So let's see, I'm just checking if, does this make sense? I'm feeling much more empathetic with animals. Awesome. Yes, I think that a lot of times animals really do gravitate. We gravitate towards animals because they're typically unconditionally loving, non-judgmental, and just love us no matter what. All of that kind of energy. And they don't put things onto us in that way. At the same time, they gravitate towards us because they feel our loving, healing, empathetic, not judge feelings as well. So I think there's always a kinship there a lot with animals and empaths for sure. Your animal died and it's hard to go near and you feel sad. It's hard to do that. Sometimes it's just, the grief comes in waves. I don't know how long it's been, but sometimes the grief comes in waves, but it will get easier and it will get better over time. So lots of love. That's always hard, right? They're our family. Pets are our family for sure. Okay. So I want to do a little meditation practice, a short one. Just going to walk you through quickly. And then I can give you a link, that will help you do this on your own time again, if you want to. But this is called the TLC body meditation. Okay. And this will, I like the acronyms because I think it's easy to remember and it's just simple and to the point, right? T will stand for talk to your body. L will stand to, or will be listen to your body. And then C is commit to your body's needs, right? Commit to the action that's coming through to you. And so I'll walk you through a couple of ways that this can happen. You can use this as a way to identify and clear whether it's your energy or somebody else's, right? It's something that's not serving you, that doesn't feel good, right? So you can use it from the perspective of oh, I'm feeling anxious. Or sometimes I've done it when I felt like I was procrastinating on getting something done for work. Why am I procrastinating? I notice I don't need another cup of coffee or tea. I'm just procrastinating, right? What is the deal? Where? And then I'll start to ask, and I'll kind of guide it in a second, but I want to talk through a couple of ways you can use it. Where is the procrastination in my body, right? So you're talking to your body by asking, and then you're feeling and you're listening through how it feels, right? And then you start to ask, some questions and how to bring it in more in balance, right? And just that simple awareness, because we're natural healers, our hands are healers, right? Just putting that love, attention, and awareness. Sometimes when our body is feeling uncomfortable and it gets really reared up and emotions or pain or aches or whatever, that's because our bodies at this point, it's been building up a while and trying to get our attention. And so you can simply just start to release the energy with love and awareness and know that your hands are healing. Even if you've never been attuned to healing energy, we're all natural healers, right? And if you have healing energy tools, you can do that as well. And then, you got to see is the commit to the action that comes. And usually it's going to be very short, simple, actionable steps that you can do in the moment to start to support your body to feel safe and connected with, that it can actually then ground and release the energy very easily. Right? When we're not grounded, it's more difficult for things to release and let go. It'll kind of ping around in your field, right? And so this is all an act of getting grounded, present, and then allowing a space for it to go and get transmuted back to love, right? Or sending back the energy. But really the energy we're taking from other people is not their divine aspect anyways. It's their fear or their emotion or their pain, right? So it's all fear-based energy. It's either fear or love if you want to get really simple about it. And so that's one aspect. The other way you can do is if you have a pain in your body, right? Maybe you have a sore knee or a sore shoulder or back. A lot of times we're carrying the weight of the world or responsibility or energy cords here or in our solar plexus or in our sacral chakra, second chakra for relationships. It could be in different anywhere. We can house energy emotions anywhere, right? And cords can plug into that programming that we have or that emotion that we have that mirrors that on some level or feels like we need to earn love. And so therefore we're taking it. And we may not realize that this is happening. This is where it goes from unconscious to conscious. As soon as we get aware and conscious, we can make those changes very quickly. It's the unconsciousness that keeps us repeating this over and over and over and over, like spinning a wheel, right? Okay, so let me know if that makes sense so far. So let's just you can choose anything, right? And you can just be very simple. I'm going to probably guide this one as a very simple meditation practice, right? And let me see here in the chat if there's any other questions over here. Sometimes I can't always see all of Facebook, but I will come back. after this and look everywhere. Okay, so let's do a short guided, just kind of walk you through so you can see how to do it. And you can look at, sometimes I like to do it from this perspective, like I want to release, as an example, I want to release anxiety and I want to embody peace or calm, or I want to release apathy or anger and I want to feel more neutral or joy, right? Like you can choose what you want to release and what you want to embody instead. Because I think having that clear intention can really help, right? Now you can do this, you have to modify in your mind what I'm saying here, but this idea you can use for energy cords as well. You know, clearing the energy first, and then you can use this exercise to be like, okay, so where did that energy cord, where is it plugging in at? Where is that connecting in? What is the energy within my field? That's the glue that's allowing this to stick, because I want to clear that really has nothing to do with anybody else, right? Because it's not just that person, it's somebody else would take that spot and still plug into that energy if we don't shift it, right? So these relationships that we have this with are really a catalyst of growth and healing for us. Otherwise, if we don't shift that, then it's just going to come back around with somebody else, right? So you can start to get to the core of it that way as well. Okay. So let's just do a short version of this, just to kind of walk you through. And then at the end, I'll give you a little link that has this, that you can listen to it again on your own. Okay. But you can take it just a moment to take a nice couple deep breaths into your body and into your heart. Focusing on your breath is one of the best ways to just easily and quickly get present, grounded. So close your eyes and just, if you can, take a deep breath and focus on the rise and fall of your chest. And as you exhale, you're releasing any of the heaviness. And on the inhale, you want to bring in what you want to embody, that peace, right? You're going to exhale what you're letting go of. You're going to inhale more of you, that truth of who you are, the vibration you want to shift to. And what this does is this also, and you can even tell your body, it's safe to relax. It's safe to release. Because the body, when it gets triggered, clenches up and then it's hard to ground. So then just imagine a beam of light or a crystal or a tree from the base of your spine all the way into the center of the earth. And just allow that energy to ground you, right? In truth, we're always connected. But when we are conscious connected, it is so much more powerful than when we are unconscious. So just feel that energy and feel that grounded connection to the earth. And just breathe into that. And as you breathe now, just imagine that what you're releasing is moving down through your chakra column into the earth. As you're breathing in from above, your higher self, the divine source, universal energy of life, that all that is, right? Chi, however you call it. And just start to shift your energy just in that moment. And feel more grounded, right? And placing your hand on your heart or your belly is a way to connect more with your body too. And now you want to take in a second, first set your intention. What is it that you want to release or let go of? And what would you want to embody more of instead? This could also, if it's not an emotion or a feeling, it could be a pain in your body. Again, we can do it both ways, like whatever's making my knee hurt or my neck stiff. So you have your intention set. And I think I'm going to call on Archangel Michael just to start with, to help clear energy cords. That came up a lot. So if you'd like to receive this, you can say yes in your mind or just repeat what I'm saying to Michael, which is, Archangel Michael, please help everyone release whatever energy cords that are not serving them in the highest and best way. And to also help be more aware and to clear that root cause that's allowing them in to begin with. Beautiful. I already feel the energy lighten up a lot. A lot of my back of my shoulders, neck and head, it might be in a different space for you. And I was noticing it's a lot of the patterns and programming, right? A lot of it's about like what we think we have to do to earn love, or to be a good person, or a good parent, or a good, to earn our money, to be a good whatever. It's like there's this exchange. And so I see that as part of it. So from this space, you can start to notice when you ask whatever it is you're wanting to release and let go of, if it's the root cause of that cord, or a pain, or an energy of anxiety, or whatever you're feeling, ask, where is that in your body? And you might even rub your hands together and just notice where, if you can reach it. You might not be able to, but if you can, just let your hands kind of be wherever that energy is. And you might start to recognize, you can just do some inquiry here. You're going to talk to your body, and then you need to listen. So it's ask a question and then listen. So where is it in my body? Start to notice where you're feeling the energy stuck, more tension, or where you feel drawn. You might even just hear it or know it. Throat chakra, heart chakra, right? And then put your awareness there and just start to notice, like, what is this energy? What is at the core of this energy? Could be grief from the past. It could be an agreement with somebody, right? That unconscious healing agreement. We have them with our family a lot. And what do you need to do to feel better or more embodied, or to bring in that energy of peace, or whatever you're bringing in, right? What is it that I need to bring in or instead? What is the next step I can do to feel this more balanced instead, or to release this pattern for good? And just breathe into it, and just notice, even putting the awareness and the love. And you can even, I love to send my energy of my self-love. So you can even send love to that space. And if you can't reach where this is, it doesn't matter. You can just have your hands in your lap and just intend and send the energy that way as well. And just ask for a next step. What next step can I do right now to anchor this energy shift in? And it's sometime in the next, now to 24 hours kind of thing. You want to get it might be a larger one. So again, let this be an inquiry. Now you're communicating with your body. You ask a question and you listen. What thoughts, feeling, and ideas come? Beautiful. And as you let that start to wrap up, you can start to again place your attention and awareness on your body and your breath, and start to take some nice deep breaths. And as you breathe in, you're just filling yourself up with your highest divine aspect. You're expanding your heart energy, just feeling your energy fill up with your life force energy. And when you feel complete, you can open your eyes. Okay. So just take a moment to notice how the energy shifted pretty quick, right? Do you feel any shift at all? Right? It may not be all perfect in this, that fast, but it might be. I mean, for me, my energy already feels a lot more grounded, right? And so you can use that I would do those 5 minutes in my TLC bathroom breaks in between clients all the time, right? It doesn't have to take that long. And it can even just be more of a matter of just breathing, grounding, connecting, acknowledging, shifting, calling it an angel, right? As soon as you said it, I felt the energy lift. Yes, it shifted for me and I feel more leveled. Amazing. Awesome, right? Tightening in my throat, my heart, my stomach. Okay, so those are areas to keep working with, right? Sending the energy there. One of the next steps that came through is place a rose quartz on the heart chakra. So I don't know if that's just for me or for other people too, but there's, just noticing that you can then take that to the next level. Does that make sense? Let's see, I twisted my ankle pretty bad. It has been sending a vibration through my heel ever since. It's strange knowing the past life vibrating through my body is spiritual. Could this be spiritual? Yeah, I mean, I think that there's, a lot of times things, I think everything starts with energy. Eventually, if we don't do something, then it builds up to where we have an accident or it builds into a disease or something else. But there is an energetic level of everything first before it manifests into form. So I personally, at that point, once it manifests into something physical, like an ailment, right? Or a, something that's twisted ankle, right? Then it's kind of like you want to work on it from both angles. You might want to elevate ice and some ibuprofen if it's swollen, right? Because at that point now it's become physical. So that's going to help. At the same time, I would be working with energy. I'd be working with my feet chakras and the earth and grounding and, starting to learn what is that. And I do love the book from Louise Hayes. I teach people how to identify the root cause in my bigger program, but for ailments of the body, I love the book Heal Your Life, Heal Your Body by Louise Hayes. It's really good. And it's always been very point on for physical pain in terms of that. So you can check that out if that resonates, but then just kind of work the energy from there. So I definitely think things can be healed on a spiritual level, but once they have become manifested into physical form, it works through both aspects, right? Sometimes that's going to be the best way to do it, right? So I hope that helps there. All right. So now I want to share a little bit here. How was this for you? Those are some good tips. What was your favorite takeaway? I'd love to hear if you learned something, or just having that energetic shift might have been what was helping you the most. But these are all amazing tools that you can use pretty much, anytime. Right. But I do think that sometimes the value of knowing how to work with your own energy, or having tools that you can work with on the fly, because you don't always have a candle or incense or crystal, you don't want to be needing a tool outside of yourself. So I would love to share a little bit more for those of you that feel called to go a little deeper. I have deeper tools of meditation that I teach called the energetic mastery tools. And you might want to, for those of you, I know I have lots of students who have taken these tools, and so they can let you know how they work for them, but they're always so life-changing. And why this is important to learn, even the TLC body meditation, for those of you that I wanted to give everybody great value here today that you can take with you. That's a great tool to start to shift your energy. But what I teach in the Energetic Mastery program helps you to go into a proactive mode instead of just after the fact when you already feel like crap or overwhelmed, right? These are the tools that you can kind of use to help clear the space. What I teach is a series of tools to help you proactively clear and really set your own energy and protect your energy, so that you have your own sovereign connection throughout your waking day, so that you're grounded and embodying your higher self energy throughout the day, because it's from that space that you're going to feel like you're on a magic carpet ride. Have you ever been so aligned in your energy field that you just feel like you're tripping over synchronicities and intuition? Let me know in the chat. I like to explain, it feels like I'm on a magic carpet ride. Anytime I go to Kona, Hawaii, and I'm swimming with the wild dolphins, which I used to do all the time. They don't do that anymore. But when we were able to do that, I would go on these retreats and we'd swim with the dolphins. I'd be in such a high vibration and so clear. We're meditating every day. I'm using my tools. I'm connected with nature and myself. And I was just, I was tripping over my intuition all the time. I didn't even know my higher self was guiding me. It's like miracle alignment, get the right parking space. All these miracles just starts to come in, right? And so it's during that is really how you're meant to be all the time. And when you're like that, you're going to manifest with more ease, connect with your intuition, your guides. As soon as you learn to clear and ground your energy as an empath, you are going to now not only feel great throughout the day with energy and clarity, right? But you'll also be able to have your intuition, your higher self is driving your life and your creative practice, so that you can actually manifest and create with much more ease and grace. Okay. And so that is huge. It's crazy when the awareness comes in. Yes, I know that happens, right? But that's really meant to be our everyday normal. Let's see. Susie says, I have been in Jen's courses for years and I love all the tools. Such a powerful teaching. Her programs are incredible. Take this course. It'll change your life. It'll transform. Yes. The Energetic Mastery program I'm going to share with you in just a minute. I have it at a very affordable. I haven't sold it as a standalone in a while, but I felt really called to share it as a standalone, so it could be really affordable because the tools are so life-changing. And when I do this, it's a part of my larger Soul Success Unleashed program. Students, and in fact, I just got a message yesterday in my inbox, I'm not kidding you, from a student that said, they just learned only the energetic mastery tools for 2 weeks. All these programs I'm going to share with you in just a second. And she said the entire investment of my whole my whole Soul Success Unleashed program, which was $1697, right? It's all worth it just in these first 2 weeks. And we're only 2 weeks in, which is the energetic mastery tools I'm going to teach you. Now, the good news is if you do take this energetic mastery course, you can apply this tuition towards the Soul Success Unleashed program later so that you'll be able to have it as a package later. But I wanted to just share, because I feel like the energy of the world is chaotic. This year is, according to astrologers, in general, this is going to be a very intensely transformational year. You have to learn how to ground and clear your energy. But I think forevermore, this is the case, and likely already been the case for you if you're here on a call like this, right? And so how can you know if you're resonating with a technique or a teacher? Right. So before I share, I just want to say how you can know, because there's lots of different tools that we can be using. Right. But if you notice that you're starting to be able to have a clearer mind, right? Like what's being said makes sense, right? If you feel an energetic shift in what we just did, right, then that's a good indicator. If you are comfortable with the voice of how I teach or somebody else teaches a meditation, and that's a good indicator that that works for you, right? Other people have shared other things as well. And it's because they probably resonate with the energy or the vibration or their voice or the process, and it works. And so I'm happy to share with you just a short bit about the energetic mastery tools, because they will change your life in such a short time. I have people who would often tell me, I don't want to, not enjoying even their own children when they come home from school because it was chaotic and lunch and it was all the energy. But through learning these tools, she was able to ground her energy and meditate and teach her young boys how to ground their energy before homework time. They come home, now they all ground for 10 minutes, they set their energy together, and then homework time is actually more fun and she can get her stuff done, right? Like this will change your life in the day-to-day, which is so important, because this right here will make you miserable if you don't do it, if you don't learn how to manage your energy. And so I wanted to share some simple tools. So let me go ahead and show this on my screen in 2 ways. And I will also share the link for you to look at later if you'd like. So I'll put that here. And then I have to do that here as well. I have 2 computers. It's just the only way I can do it right now with all of the different streaming places. So let me share on Facebook, and then you can ask me any questions that you like. And I'll share the Zoom link in just a second. Okay. All right. So this is going to be on sale, first of all, through April 1st. So you can check out this tier. Oh, it's not showing here. Why isn't it showing on StreamYard? Hold on. Why is it not showing? Oh, there we go. Let me know if this works now. There we go. Okay. I think it's working everywhere now. It's hard, tricky. I got 2 hands, 2 fingers. Okay. So here's what I wanted to show you about. You can check out a little bit more of the information here. One thing I wanted to share as well. Some students have been here for this long, actually, but I had recently gone to Egypt it's been a few years now, but these tools have been powerful for a long time and everybody loves them. For years, I've been using them and they kept getting upgrades. I got my first upgrade around 2018. I think I got a download of attunements that amplified what I was already using, which is the core. And then in about 2022, I went to Egypt and we had a great pyramid. We had a private tour in the Great Pyramid, and we were doing a sound healing. And I'm not kidding you, the lid blew off the top of that thing. Like my connection to the source energy, the divine, amplified tenfold. I could see and feel and like other dimensions of reality. Is so powerfully intense. And then we went into the Queen's Chamber, and I had this connection meditation with the earth. And suddenly the way I was connecting with the earth completely transformed. That same year, I had a dolphin trip where I was swimming with the dolphins in the wild. And they showed me with their bubbles, like they're amazing healers too, like how their energy works. And so all of these tools had this massive upgrade. It took me about 9 months to process all of this energy. And then it burst into a complete upgrade that has been so mind-blowingly powerful for at this point, I think thousands of people have come through this course. And I get messages from people years later saying, thank you, I still use these every day. So if you're somebody who feels either overwhelmed by your emotions or sensitivities, tired of feeling small in your business, because another thing I'll say is I use these tools when I teach. When I started upgrading my energy boundaries, my classes went from 4 people to 10 people to then I've had up to like 85 people in my Soul Success Unleashed program. And when I do my free calls, my 4-day series, it started at like 100 people. And then I've increased my energy resiliency, and we have over 8,500 people, 8,500 people register for that series. I could never, as a sensitive, teach in front of that many people without feeling overwhelmed if I wasn't using these tools. Okay, so that's huge. And sometimes that's an unconscious thing of why your spiritual business won't grow. That's just for some of you. The other thing is that if you feel confused or hard to make decisions, that's often due to other people's energy being in your field, not being grounded and focused. The next aspect is finding yourself wanting to numb through food or alcohol, finding it hard to make decisions, avoiding confrontations, right? Don't want to feel the energy of people being mad or angry, right? Walking on eggshells. That was me growing up. People-pleasing tendencies, right? Again, all of this really leads back to not having strong energetic boundaries, okay? And so here's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to meditate to be present. And one thing that's amazing about this is you don't have to, I'm a person who has a very busy mind, even still naturally, right? But at the time, I'm like, there's no way I can quiet my mind. But with these tools, you just learn how to meditate because you're focusing on something else. You're focusing on a series of 6 tools that work together in a very cohesive way to help you clear the energy, and ground your energy and embody your higher self energy. And this is really training you how to optimally run your energy throughout your waking day, not just while you're meditating, listening to a meditation. That's what's different. When you have to go home and listen to somebody else meditate for you to listen to feel better, you're missing out on 95% of your life not feeling good, right? Or a huge chunk of your time not feeling good. Right? You may not always have what you need. And so knowing how to be able to just walk through the day in this way proactively so that you don't get burnt out to begin with. And if you do, you know how to manage it quickly on your own without anything else. That is such liberation. That is liberation. You're going to learn how to strengthen your energy boundaries. I teach you a way not to protect from protection tools that, oh, I've got to protect, and because that's just going to attract more fear to protect from. You'll get more inundated from that energy, disempowered energy. But instead, I teach you how to elevate, working with your pillar of light, your chakra vibration, your energy field to bring like a force field of high frequency. It's actually teaching you to level up your vibration in a way that raises your frequency. It's part of your ascension journey. Okay, but basically it's strengthening your energy boundaries. You're going to learn and elevate your frequency. So talking about this a little bit, not only with that tool that I just shared, the crystalline silhouette, but also the ability to work with the energy of the crystalline energy of the earth and the divine source energy in a powerful way as an energetic flush through your field to make more space for your higher self energy to be present in your body, which is going to exponentially raise your frequency. And that is ultimately what you need to do in order to, it's what we're doing on our spiritual path in a nutshell, right? We're embodying more of our higher self energy. We're merging our physical and our spiritual selves. Okay. And the other one is to energetically start setting intentions, right? So once you have this grounded, clearing energy that you can use, I'm using the tools the whole time I've been talking to you. I've been using all my tools, right? And you don't even know, but I am, and it's helping me to be present and not feel drained. Right. And to be able to observe and telepathically read the energy of the room and answer questions that I'll later see in the chat were there that I didn't see before, because my intuition is very connected when I have a clear field. Right. And so this is going to teach you to start to connect with your intuition and teach you how to energetically set intentions using these tools so that you can manifest quickly, clear the path, and release the things that are in your way proactively. Right. So that is amazing. And this is where I talked a little bit about my Egypt trip. You can check, oh my gosh, amazing. And actually a little spoiler alert, I think I'm going to be planning a retreat of my own soon. So keep your eyes out if you want to travel there or other places. Okay, so there is this, again, a little bit more of the benefits that you can see from using these tools powerfully in your business or in your life. You can read that if you want to, but here we go. You can see that here are the modules. So it's basically you learn 2 tools at a time. You get attunements that you can run them on your own. And basically it's grounding turbocharged because it's working with some very specific attunements that came through after my Egypt trip that I am bringing through and working with the crystalline energy in a different way. Selenite is within that one as well, but it helps you to activate these energy tools with your mind immediately once you listen to them. And these are really, they're self-healing tools. So you're not activated, just to make it clear, you're not attuned to attune other people, but you're attuned to use them for yourself. So you don't have to listen to the meditation more than once. You can, because many people love to listen to them, but you don't have to. You can just activate it on your own without me, which is really powerful. Then you learn the healing tools like an energy flush. So the energy from the crystalline earth and divine source, like as an energy flush, right? Creating that shower effect throughout your field and your chakras in a very optimal way. And then it's about strengthening your energy boundaries. These two are so powerful, but they work in conjunction together. You don't have to memorize them. They really work together. You'll have a meditation to learn it very easily with a cheat, like a reference guide, but mostly you'll learn it through just doing it in the meditation space enough times, and then it will be natural for you to have anytime you want. Okay, but this is the crystalline silhouette tool to elevate your energy, not be a sponge, to have protection energy without feeling like you're actually attracting more things to protect from. Because the problem with some protection tools is you actually, if you're coming from fear, I can't, I'm so overwhelmed, right? You just attract more things to be overwhelmed from. It's just law of attraction, right? And so this is done in a completely opposite way, from an elevated sense. And what it will do is it will be such a high frequency that fear-based energy just dissipates on contact. It won't even enter your field. It'll just move right through, or kind of just transmute before it even enters your space, right? And then the Sea and Star transmutation tool is really powerful. This is where you can like move if I have anxiety, or I know I've got somebody's energy in my field, because things will happen. We have agreements with people, which is why the energy cords happen, right? So no spiritual tool is going to bypass a spiritual lesson, but you can use your clear and transmute, which is the nickname for that, how to clear and transmute the energy of anxiety or somebody else's energy, anything you want. I'll just move it out super quick. Oh yes, and I was also with the humpback whales. That was part of the humpback whales too, and Syrian energy. Yes, so fun. All the energy that comes through, and then how to consciously create your desires by building momentum energetically, and then creating clear communication with others so that you can feel more clear and confident without taking in their energy, or for videos or your business or anything like that. And then you also get attuned to a healing vibration. Similar, it's like Reiki in a sense. It's not Reiki, but it's like Reiki in the sense that you can activate this healing energy vibration and just run it through your field, and it will help you to activate all of your tools and flush your energy very quickly. So it's a healing tool that you can use anytime you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to meditate and do my tools, but I need a little energy boost or clearing. You can just activate your ground alignment body activation for yourself and clear your energy right away with a little bit of help. So there's 5 pre-recorded training modules, and there's 7 spiritual tool attunements, 2 meditations. So once you go through the program and you get all of the attunements, there are 2 meditations I recommend listening to, either one of each day. One of them is 11 or 12 minutes. It's like a jumpstart your day. So I run through all the tools and help you learn how to activate them really quick on your own, so you can set your intention and clear your energy. And like, if you don't have much time, okay, got to make 12 minutes of time for yourself. And then there is also a longer version, which if you want some deeper healing, deeper relaxation, letting go of the day, really practicing with healing yourself, then I would recommend the longer version of 23 minutes. And after you listen to these a few times, you're going to start to just be able to do it on your own. But it's fine to listen to them. Some of my students like to listen to them for several months before they do them on their own, and that's fine too. I'm actually giving you a bundle. So you're going to get a $725 of bonuses as well. You're going to get 2 workshops, Activate Your Clairvoyance and Channeling, and you're going to get Exploring Sacred Geometry, Light Codes, and Light Language bonus workshops. You're going to get 2 bonus Q&A call recordings from previous rounds. What's great about this is everybody asks a lot of different questions every time. And so this will actually help you to, ask questions, get answered questions. Most likely your questions will get answered in those. But as an extra special bonus, which I've never done before, is I'm giving you 1 live Q&A with me as well. So you'll be invited to just one of my live Q&A calls. That's a part of my Sapphire Circle, which is my members of students who have graduated from or going through my higher level programs. We have a monthly membership call, and you'll be invited to one of them to submit your questions there as well with me. And if you can't be live, you can submit your question and I will answer it so that you can have your information answered. Okay. And so this is on sale until April 1st. And you'll see the pricing here. So here I have regularly it's $497, but it's on sale for $347 in full, $133 for 3 payments, 5 payments of $85. And I've added Klarna, which I've seen as low as $132. And I want to show you that really quick, and then I'll come back for questions. How you use this Klarna is that you come down here, and this is available in most countries. I don't know if I don't think it's available in Canada or UK, but most countries do have it. So you scroll down, you have to make sure you're clicked on the in full price, or just click the Klarna button. It'll be the in full price. Scroll below the credit card information, and then you can click right here on either Affirm or Klarna. And it's going to be different for each person, but you can see then you would, if you want to do that, you click on their link and go through it. If you don't like that one, you can try this one, right? It's 33, this one's 32. You can try either or both. You click that link of which one you want to do and go through their process. And then you can get a much lower price, right? That's even $32 a month right there. Interest free for a period of time. So that's really good. You have to click the terms and then register. And so that's how you do that. Sometimes I wanted to show because people get confused on how to do that. There we go. Let's see. Mary says SSU, this is for the energetic mastery tools, but I think that's what she's speaking to. Will change your life. It'll be able to heal and become the person you're meant to be, as long as you will, and you also create quality of friendship. So yeah, she's in my Soul Success Unleashed program, and so she's gotten this portion and then also a deeper level course, which is amazing. And then let's see, she says, I've taken this course, I'm alumni, and it's a great program. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Did you see the dolphins surround the space of the pods that landed? That had to be spiritual. Oh, you know what? One of my students actually emailed that to me or messaged me that this morning. Isn't that amazing? Dolphins are so smart and so wise. So smart and so wise. I would be interested in retreat. I'm also in Sedona. Oh, I'm going to try. Yeah, I haven't been there yet, but I do think I'll be there too. Okay, so let me give you guys some links. I'm going to give you a couple things. The TLC body meditation. I'm going to give you the retreat link if you want to be on the wait list, or see, we have a Mount Shasta retreat currently right now, actually 2 of them on the schedule. I have one swimming with the humpback whales, but it's currently sold out, but I do have a couple in the making. So keep your eyes out. You want to get on the wait list. There's no cost for that. Of course, you'll just be, made aware of when next things are. And I'm going to give you this program information as well. So check it out. And if you have any questions about the program, I can stay on for a few more minutes as well to teach you that. So here's the Energetic Mastery program. And then I'm going to get you the TLC meditation program, or not the program, but the meditation. Let me see, get into my Google Drive. For YouTube, I might have to come back. I don't know. No, I can get it. I think I can get it. So this has got a short video that kind of explains it again. And it also has like a 7-minute meditation version that you can use to practice this meditation style, so that you can use it on your own in different ways until you learn how to do it for yourself. And then I'm going to check out Facebook, because I have to go through my phone because I don't know why it doesn't like to show me when I'm live. And then the retreats, for those of you that are interested in retreats, because I had a couple people ask me that already here. I'm going to let you know. And I do, just as a sneak peek, have some very exciting ones coming up very soon, very soon. So you'll want to stay informed. If you have an interest to travel, all of mine will be, spiritual and healing in nature, to some really fabulous places. Egypt is one that's on my radar right now. So do you have any questions? I'll check the chat in just a second as well. Thank you for the option of the dollars. You're so welcome. Yes, I wanted to make this affordable for people, because it really is life-changing, and my angels and guides are really encouraging me that a lot of people are really needing this right now. And the cool thing too is, if you do this, because it is part of my larger Soul Success Unleashed program, If you do take this program and you decide ever you want to join the Soul Success Unleashed program, I will apply the investment for this program to that one, right? So you won't miss out since it's combined. Okay, so I think I've got everything everywhere. I am going to check on Facebook, and I'll have to come back as soon as I'm done for that, because again, it's just not showing me the comments, and I don't know why. So let's see here. All right, you are awesome, amazing. You're welcome. Jen has a wonderful team. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. I do. I feel very lucky. Scorpio trait. My mind is, oh, I'm Scorpio, double Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio rising with an Aries moon. So I've definitely got that going on. Okay, I think I've got all the questions. I will come back through once this ends, because there's definitely a lot of different, there's definitely a lot of comments going on here that I can't see, but I wanted to just stay on for one more second. If there's any more here on Zoom that I missed, because that's the only one I won't be able to really reply online to later. You're welcome. All right, looks like everybody had a good time, got some good information. I feel nice and clear myself, so thank you for being here with me. I hope you'll check out the Energetic Mastery tools. They will change your life. I promise you that. Every single time I run SSU, Soul Success Unleashed, my big program, people will come back and say, it's worth the 2 weeks of Energetic Mastery tools, because I squished that into 2 weeks for them, but you can take it over 5. They say is completely worth the whole investment of the $16.97. And so for you guys to be able to have it at this low price is exponentially valuable. I know it's hard to, and I can say that this will work. It will work for you, even if you feel like you're the type that can't meditate, because that was me all over the place. But because you're focusing one tool at a time, next tool. It's giving you somewhere to put your mind in the present moment. And that's really all you need, right? And then you'll start to clear and flush and ground your energy. So anyways, I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye for now.